Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Patching with the Patch Sisters. We've been with LifeWave since 2012, and we're here to share with you how to patch most effectively based on our past experiences, as well as common sense patching. Now, if you're watching our program and you've had better successes with different ways of patching using different patches, please be sure to share it with us in the comments. And if you enjoy our segments, please be sure to like us and subscribe and share our videos with your friends and family. Now, today we're going to share with you how to patch more effectively for stress. Okay, so there's all kinds of stresses, right? So we're going to go ahead and start sharing with the different types of stress that we have in our lives. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let Nikki start out with the stress. There's actually a story behind all of this. She has had an unfortunate, experience through her family where the stress was so much that they ended up losing a couple of family members. So let's go ahead and get started with you, Nikki.
Well, stress is actually a very big topic. What are we stressed out for? What causes the stress for one person might not be the same for another person.
That's very true.
Yep. So when I first learned about LifeWave and understanding the Aeon, especially how it works, then immediately I want to know more. It's because I have a cousin, a very close cousin, that took his life. He was only 22 years old. According to my aunt, she said that, well, he comes home every day and just saying that he's not happy. As a mom, what do? We just yell at the kids, especially being Asian. She just yelled at the kids. She always tells the son saying that you have a roof to live under and you have a car to drive, you have food on the table ready for you to eat when you come home. All you have to do is go to school. What is so stressed about life? Why aren't you happy? And of course, my aunt ignored whatever he has to complain. And before she knew it, he went out and checked into a hotel room and took his life. He had his whole bottle of prescription drugs, and he just drink them all, because the doctor said that will help him. So I said, okay, one doesn't help. Why don't I just try all of them to see if it helped? I guess it helped in the wrong way. We lost him.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's when I learned about Aeon and how our patches help our body. So immediately I jump on it. I want to know more. Not only that I want to know more, I want to help other people to understand more about what we do. So for stress, I cannot go into any complicated, stressful situation. I can help you with some minor stress that you have. And I'll save the complicated part for you to consult with your doctor to see if our products can help you. So behind me, you saw a list of recommended patches for you to have handy. The first one is X39. We know that X39 is an amazing patch. If you would like to know more facts about X39, please go to our back office, go to clinical studies, and there are clinicals result of all the testing explaining what X39 does. And then, of course, energy enhancers. If you are just, tired, not necessarily stressed, you feel like I'm being restless, you need to have a little bit energy. Energy enhancers is actually a really good patch, and I'll share with you in a little bit where to patch and how to patch. And then Aeon is our anti-inflammatory patch and as well as anti-stress patch. That is definitely the patch that you want to use every day.
Yeah, and then we actually call it the happy patch.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think that's what Suzanne Summer called it, a happy patch. And I remember during one of her conventions, she talks about how we can be our own doctor by understanding ourselves. And then the next patch is the silent night. Silent night is actually very important too. If you don't have a good night rest, then the next day you just feel like, oh, I don't have the energies. I can't stay up. I can't do things. and it accumulates. It accumulates. Now, with stress, some of you probably say, well, I don't have any stress. Okay. We all do, one way or another.
Mhm.
It's the question is, how do we eliminate the stress that we accumulate every day? Okay. So let's say, for example, here's a pen. How heavy is this pen? Not that heavy.
Not at all.
Let's say I'm holding this pen like this, okay, not resting on the table, I'm just holding it up, and for 5 minutes, no big deal. My body can handle it, my arm can handle it. Let's say I hold this for an hour.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Your arm's
Okay.
ready to fall off.
Not only to fall off, my whole body is like, okay, it's getting not very comfortable.
Yep.
What if I hold this for half a day? What if I hold this for a day? What if I hold this in the same positions for a while? Okay, this very light pen become an issue. Something with stress that we accumulate in our body. Sometimes something happen and we just say, okay, whatever, that whatever can be very dangerous if we don't know how to let go.
Mhm.
Okay, so very important that we need to understand and how to help our body reduce the stress that we accumulate over time. And then last but not least, you're looking at is Nirvana. It comes in a tablet supplement and then also a patch. That is also an amazing patch. It is for your mood. Okay, so if it's not just kind of stress and worries and all that, but you actually have a little mood issue, then I think Nirvana will be the best patch that you need to try.
Mhm.
So those are the patches that I recommend that we need to have.
Yeah. And it's really important too, because I get that not everybody, okay, is going to be in your cousin's situation. Okay, but you know, even I understand, as hardcore as I could be, that I understand that even my kids, they could be under stress. Going to school is
Yeah.
stressful. It's like they're learning to be liked and accepted by their peers, right? So it starts from when they're little kids. And I do remember when I was a kid, and even especially in high school. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh, it was stressful. I remember being very, very stressed out. Well, number one, I didn't know that I was very popular until I became an adult. If I knew that when I was a kid back in high school, would I have been less stressed out? Probably. But you don't know that until you're all grown up. And then there's stress from taking all those tests and studying, and your parents getting on you and trying to be that perfect child. So
Mm-hmm.
imagine that kind of stress. And then as you grow into an adult, there is continued wants to be accepted by your peers, your work, your financial stress. Those are
Right.
all mental stresses, from relationship. It could be good relationship because now you want to continue to have good relationship, but it takes work. And
Mm-hmm.
then if you're in a bad relationship, you don't even need me to explain to you how stressful that can be. So there's so
Right.
many different types of stress, and how everybody handles it is very different.
That's
But
true.
what if we actually had something like our patch, that's right behind you, that helps us to sleep better, at least to be able to shake off some of that stress so that you can start out the day easier and better. and then
Mm-hmm.
and then the eon patch helps your body to relax more, so that whatever is coming your way, you're able to say, oh, you know what, I'm not going to worry too much over this today. And then you had enough energy to be able to say, oh, I can just go in and go work this out.
Right. Right.
So like, what your level of stress and my level of stress, and everybody's watching us, their level of stress is different. But
Exactly.
what we can all agree on is the fact that stress can cause inflammation, and inflammation can be the cause of all diseases.
True.
So working on reducing that stress as best as we can. We can go ahead and meditate, right? We can go
Right.
ahead and read a good book. We can even go watch a feel-good movie.
Or listen to good music or some
Oh,
relaxing music.
very good music, right? And, you know, that relaxes you, and that's something else. And and we can even go on vacations, but unfortunately, we can't go on vacations every day. And if you guys haven't watched Nikki's video, vacations that can cause major injuries to your body because somebody likes to do some hardcore workout while they're on vacation can bring on serious physical stress. So you guys could actually watch that in our past video on how to patch for emergencies. But the fact that we can actually use our patches,
Yes.
okay, to possibly help reduce all that stress much, much faster and more effectively is why we're here today sharing this with you.
Right.
So, yeah, share with us, you know, what your recommendation is, sis, on how to best patch to help reduce that stress.
Okay. Well, first of all, let's look at Aeon. Okay. Behind me, I know it's a little bit small. You can feel free to text me and I'll send you the pictures of how to patch for using Aeon for brain balancing. So basically, there are 5 points: your forehead, above your ear, on top of your head, and just right underneath your skull. Those are the 5 points. You can use Aeon on those 5 points. How long? It really depends. You know, you can just use it for, let's say, 30 minutes, move it around, or you can use it daily. Or for some people, we put all 5 patches on at the same time. Just like when I was, when I had my accident, I know that my whole body is inflamed. Okay, I wasn't sure if I have injuries on my head or not, so I don't want to take any chance. Let's just go ahead and put all 5 patches on my head. You can do that. You can do it one day at a time. You can do it morning if you don't mind wearing the patches on your face, or you can do it in the evening when you sleep. So that will actually help you reduce some of the stress that you accumulate in your body, and more so of the inflammations that accumulate due to stress.
Yep.
Okay, so that's Aeon that we suggest.
I actually do like to use the all 5 points when I know I'm coming down with something and I don't feel myself that day. So this is where we made a mention that you get to decide for yourself what's best for you, right? And so yeah, when I feel like I'm coming down with something, I do use all 5 points. But then on the days where I feel like, oh, I could use a little pick me up, then I do use the 2 points right above my temples, you know, right at the you know, above the ears. Right. So I wear that all day long. So those are my points that I like to use.
So for the ladies, you know, you can always just pick up your hair and then just patch the root of your hair so that and then your hair can cover it. So you can actually wear it daytime. You can use Aeon, or you can actually use energy.
Really?
If you use energy.
Yeah.
If you use energy, make sure white is on the right side and brown is on the left. And because of the polarity, is positive and negative. And we have training on that as well. So that is Aeon. Now the center patches that you're looking at is actually energy. Now, if you have energy, you do have a brochure with you, and that those 5 points follow the brochures that the company sent along with the patch. So the first one is your lung point. It's actually just right on your chest. That is the lung 1 point. So that's, you want to put an energy, give it a try. And then another point is on your hand. Okay, that's the pericardium 6. That's the point. And then on your knee, that's the stomach 36. Is about 3 fingers below your kneecap. And then you also have behind the ankle bone, that is the kidney 3. That's the kidney 3 point. And then on your wrist right here, that is the triple burner 5. Okay, so there are 5 different points that you can rotate. You know, just put it on one day, and then let's see how you feel after you put it on, and you test it out the next point. Sometimes we use 2 sets of energy. The first pictures and the third pictures, for example. So that is the lung point, and then the stomach 36 point on your knee. So if I use my friend over here.
His name is Paul.
This is Paul.
Our
So
friend Paul.
you can use, the lung point on the chest on both sides, and then right below the knee. Okay. When you use two sets of energies like this, we call it the Superman protocol or Superwoman protocol. So using two sets of energy. If you go to exercise, go work out, you're on a bike ride, even on a marathon, you want to use two sets of energy. That can also help you with better energies. And believe it or not, when you're done, the stress level in your bodies is actually not as much. Okay. And then the pictures that you see on the corner, that is C7. C7, we always use Aeon. You can use Aeon. You feel free to use X39 if you choose to. It's excellent point. You can actually sleep in the evening with an Aeon. Let's say you have a lot of stress. Daytime, you can use X39, and in the evening, you can use Aeon to calm down the stress. And sometimes you cannot sleep. It can be due to the stress level that you have. So using Aeon on that point can actually help you.
Yep.
Now there's another point. You see the hand. I have one right here. It's actually the same hand that you're looking at. I just took a picture before we went on live so that you can see on the picture. This point is called Heart 7. Okay, I learned this from an acupuncture friend. She shared with me that this is actually a very important point for those that feel, anxious. You get upset, and your emotions just kind of go up and down. She called it, if your emotion is like the stock market, what a patch right here. So that's how I remember. So this is a good point. This is Heart 7. What patch do you want to use over here? It can be anything, really. You can use Aeon. You can use energy. If you use energy, make sure that you use on both sides, okay? You have white on the right side, and then you have brown on the left side. Very good point. Now, I looked up on Heart 7, Googled it. You can also Google it and understand a little bit more about this point. It's actually really amazing. Some people that cannot sleep, putting a silent night patch on this point can help them sleep better and can actually help them with their stress level that they have every single day. I thought, wow, that's actually impressive. Okay, so try this. If you tried the others that it doesn't work, feel free to put a patch right here on Heart 7. It's just right where your wrist is at, okay, toward the pinky. You look at the pinky going downward. This is the point, okay?
So that would be the secret point of the day.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Awesome.
Now, this is very important point. I looked it up in the acupuncturists. They call this point Shen Men. Shen Men is the spirit gate. So it actually calms the mind. So the name of this point is to calm your mind. Can you imagine that? So you can either put the patch on, or you can go see your acupuncturist and put a needle on in this same point and pay them what, $80. Or you can just put a patch on, cost a couple dollars. Either way, in life, there's always we always have choices in life. You have the easy way and then you have the hard way. So which one do you choose? Is up to you. Both of them are okay.
I like the easier, cheaper way.
Yeah. So those are our recommendations on patching for stress. And Julian, I know that you have young children at home, and when the kids come home, just have a little emotional up and down and mood swing. And what do you do for them?
You know what? My kids actually, my solution for any of my kids' issues is the patches. And on days that I know they're going to have really long, stressful days, like for instance, what I noticed close to their testing days. What is that? They have finals coming up, and they're studying for it too. I know they're stressed out. So I would actually give them energy patches behind their ears, and also put Eon on their forehead so they can focus. They can actually focus on studying at the same time. help reduce their stress. And then
Okay.
on the day that I know they're testing, I
Mhm.
would put the Eon patch at the back of their neck so that they could relax and be able
Right.
to focus on the test that they're taking that day. So yeah, so that's what I do for my kids.
It's interesting that you point that out. I remember the first time I let my daughter use energy. And you know, when you have a daughter that left home and go to college, and if your phone rang at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and the caller ID tells you that that is your daughter,
Oh, you pick up.
you jump up and answer the phone, just concerned and worried. What happened? Why are you calling me at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
So that was, remember that, sis? You know,
I
I
remember
remember sharing
you
with you
the
that.
next day you told me you woke up in a panic.
Exactly. She called me up and then immediately said, "Are you okay?" You know, pick up the phone and say, "Are you okay?" She said,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, I'm okay, Mom. The patch that you gave me, uh, I'm still up at 2 o'clock studying. Is it okay that I just continue wearing the patch?" I said, "Yes, it's okay. There's no drugs. There's nothing enters your bodies. It won't harm you. If you needed to study for your exam, go ahead and use it." So that's how I learned too that wow, energy patch is actually really good for kids. I remember when I was in college, staying up to study. I actually take something that we're not supposed to. I didn't know then. I actually have to take no dose. I
You know,
lived
I
with
took
that.
a whole thing.
Uh-huh.
I fell asleep.
Oh, I stayed up.
Oh,
Coffee cannot keep me up, but I took those when I was younger. It's like, okay, I need to stay up all night to study for my exam, and I used to take that. Imagine if we have energy patches at that time.
yeah. You know what? I remember taking that. Goodness, I fell asleep that night,
Uh-huh.
and then I was up for 2 days after that. After I took a good night's sleep, I
So
was
it worked.
literally up for 2 days after that.
Oh no.
Yeah, it didn't do what it was supposed to do for me because I needed to stay up that night.
Maybe because your body has so much stress that you have so much worry, and then the medication didn't even bother, didn't even work for you.
Whatever the reason it was, the stress, you know, stress can affect everybody in different ways. And thank goodness I was younger that it didn't kill me because I seriously took the whole thing
Oh
because it
no.
didn't work. I kept on feeling sleepy. So I took some more. And I wouldn't be surprised if I actually took at least like 20 pills that night.
Oh,
And thank goodness for my young body that I was able to you know, handle it. But I realize now how dangerous
yep.
that could have been for me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a little tiny pill. You don't think, you know, you don't think. It's like your common sense literally goes out the window, you know,
Right.
sometimes. So but I'm glad I survived it. I'm glad I have options for my children and for
Mm,
myself. And especially with all that's going on right now,
yeah.
I know everybody has to be stressed out in one way or another. So we highly, highly recommend that you do use the Eon patch and the X39
Mm-hmm.
and even Silent Night
Yeah.
every day, so that you can get good sleep and no matter what. So and you can, you know, you can continue to be yourself in the most natural way, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the next day. So that's highly recommended. So Nikki, do you have any more to add? I think you know, we've covered quite a bit today already.
Yes, I think yeah, we did cover quite a bit. So all I want to say is that if you like what we have to share, please go ahead and click like underneath, and then subscribe to our channel so that we can provide you with more patching experience that we have.
Awesome. So let's see. What are we going to? What is our next segment going to be on, Nikki?
What do you think people like to hear? We have so many different ways of patching.
We really do.
Mm-hmm.
What about it? So, what's your suggestion?
Um, let's see. How about breathing challenge?
Breathing challenges. Oh, yes.
Okay.
The air is really bad right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, air is really bad for a lot of people. And there seems to be a lot more people that are having challenges and taking medications that really shouldn't. So that's actually a really good topic. Let's take care of that. So breathing challenges next time, everyone.
Okay.
So stay healthy and safe. Please patch with glutathione and X39 daily to support your immune system. It's very important. And now add Eon every day as well. So
Right.
see you at the next one, everyone.
Okay. Have a good day.